At the start of the year, BYD was on track to sell 6.5 million cars worldwide. And then something curious happened. And by the end of the year, BYD's sales in China were actually 10% lower than in 2024. BYD sold a record number of cars in 2025, 4.6 million, but it did miss its target by 900,000. And Car News China said this: outlook for 2026 weakens. Now, what do they mean by this? Why are they saying that BYD's outlook for 2026 has weakened? Well, maybe the CEO summed it up when he said that BYD is behind its rivals when it comes to technology. And that could be the reason why BYD's sales globally fell in December by a significant percentage. Now, if you look at BYD's global sales outside of China, they've done really well. Yeah, they're up about 190% worldwide this year. But their sales in China have declined significantly, particularly over the past 5 months. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. I did a video a couple of years ago and I said, you know what? BYD really needs to diversify. At that time, more than 92% of their car sales worldwide, I believe it was actually 95%, were in China. And you know, I got a lot of kickback. A lot of people who are massive BYD fans, these people didn't know the BYD brand a couple of years ago, never heard of them, but all of a sudden they became massive BYD fans and they said, I was wrong, that that was a bad take. It was a bad take, apparently. BYD, it appears, disagreed with those people and they did diversify enormously. That has helped them really battle against their weak sales in China over the last 6 months of this year, which has probably been a good move. Now, BYD sold 414,700 passenger vehicles globally in December, which was a decline of 19% from the same month last year. Decline of 19%. And it's even a decline versus November, which is very strange. Decline of 13% from November. Very, very strange. I've never seen BYD do this before. In fact, it's really unusual for a manufacturer to sell less cars in November than December if you're in China. December is always the biggest car sales month. Every year, December is the number one month. So very, very weird that their sales began going down. But you can attribute this to one thing. As I said in a video last month, hybrids are dead. Now, I don't mean they're literally dead. Obviously, they're not. People are still buying hybrids. They're still buying plug-in hybrids, and that's what I was referring to. But truthfully, the plug-in hybrid, it's sort of like, it's kind of shit. Let's be honest. It's kind of shit. I've got to say that because it is. Now, why am I saying it's shit? Well, consumers are starting to go, why are we buying cars, many of them don't even have DC charging capability, that have an engine, which is usually quite noisy, that often will have to drag the car around because these batteries don't last all that long, which they don't. Most plug-in hybrid vehicles in the real world might have a range of 50 kilometers. And then their DC charging is extremely slow. We're talking maximum charging speeds in not the real world, of 50 kilowatt. In the real world, more like 30 kilowatt, which is completely unacceptable in my opinion. I don't understand why manufacturers still make these cars. And well, I do know because they make money selling them. That's why they do it. But there are now many alternatives that are much better. We're talking speeds of 350 to 500 kilowatt charging for these new e-revs. And I don't know if e-revs will really take off, but there's certainly a better alternative to a plug-in hybrid. Now, e-revs are generally cars built as an EV. In fact, I've had people on the channel say I'm wrong on this. I've had someone call me an effing idiot because I'm wrong about this. But here's the thing. If I'm wrong about this, that means engineers working on these cars are wrong as well. Now, I've spoken in person to the head engineer at several car companies in China. They've confirmed this is true, that e-revs in China are generally just an EV that they've then converted to a hybrid. And actually, if you look at the way they build them, it's accurate. So how does an e-rev work? Well, an e-rev, it actually, the small motor, the generator motor, is essentially tuned for maximum efficiency because it does not power the wheels ever. Never touches the wheels. It only recharges the battery when you want it to. And a lot of these EREVs have up to 500, between 250 to 500 kilometers of EV only range. So BYD doesn't sell any EREVs. And the truth is that BYD's EV sales have been fine. They haven't gone down this year at all. In fact, they've increased. Whereas BYD's plug-in hybrid sales are the problem. In fact, in the last 3 months of this year, BYD's plug-in hybrid sales declined every month by nearly 30%. That is huge. It's a lot worse than it sounds. Now, why is it worse than it sounds? And it really is. Here's why. A lot of BYD's growth has come in Europe. Massive amount of their growth this year. Huge percentage has come from Europe. And BYD does not pay any tariffs on plug-in hybrids in Europe. So what's it been doing? Well, it's been sending as many plug-in hybrids as it can to Europe because it doesn't pay any tariffs. It pays, right, a 10% tariff, as all automakers do that ship cars outside of Europe to Europe, 10%. But on EVs, it pays approximately a 30% tariff. And that is an astronomical difference when you consider the fact that industry EV car sales margins are normally around 10%. Yeah, you can see how that extra 20% tariff is enormous. Therefore, BYD's plug-in hybrid sales have gone up in Europe because they can price them below their competition. Their EVs, they can't really do that because they're already starting way behind. When I say way behind, 30% it's bad. But add the 30% to having to ship the car there, you're looking at some pretty significant amount of expenditure before the car is, well, sold by who? As you know, BYD doesn't own most of its dealerships. Most car companies don't. So then they're paying distributors in Europe to sell the cars for them. There's a lot of overheads. And still, plug-in hybrid sales are falling. So, no matter how you feel personally about the plug-in hybrid, the facts are the facts. The sales are going to continue to fall. And that's just reality. If you'd like to book a paid consultation, you can do so. And I'll put a link in the description below. If you want advice on what electric car to buy, solar systems, all that kind of stuff, you can do that. Now, in December, BYD sold 190,000 EVs, right? Down 8% from the same month last year. However, that is the first year-on-year decline in 2025 for BYD's EVs. So BYD only had 1 month of negative EV sales in 2025, and that was December. But for plug-in hybrids, they had about 6 months of negative. BYD sold 224,000 plug-in hybrid vehicles, down 26% year over year in December. And that's the 9th consecutive month, 9 months in a row, where BYD's plug-in hybrid sales have fallen. It started in April, and since then, well, you can see the numbers. BYD can stop selling internal combustion engine cars in 2022, but to some degree, to be honest, they kind of just replaced those with plug-in hybrids, many of which have very small batteries. That has to change. So BYD will have to change a lot of the cars they sell because for plug-in hybrids to qualify for EV incentives or for NEV incentives and for registration plates in China, the laws have changed. So now the minimum amount of EV-only range is 100 kilometers. And as you know, a lot of BYD's EVs don't have that range, particularly in China. There's a lot of models that have less than that. So BYD will have to eliminate a fair few of their models, or at least change them drastically. And that's going to have, a significant impact, I would say. Now, guys, looking at the overall year, BYD sold a total of 4.6 million vehicles if you include their commercial vehicles. Passenger cars, it was 4,550,000. Commercial vehicles was 50,000. That's growth of 7.1% from 4.25 million last year. When it comes to percentages of those cars, EVs were 2,254,000, almost exactly the same number of plug-in hybrids. But their EV sales for the entire year actually grew by 28%. Pretty good numbers. Plug-in hybrid sales hit 2.2 million, I should say nearly 2.3 million, but about the same as their EV sales. But plug-in hybrid sales for the entire year were down 8%. As you can see, though, for the last 3 months of the year, plug-in hybrid sales were down by nearly 30%. EVs, though, now account for 49.6% of BYD's 2025 sales, says carnewschina.com. Plug-in hybrids account for 50%, 50.4 to be exact. It's very different from the previous year. The previous year, EVs only accounted for 41.5%. So EVs now represent half of BYD's sales. That's a big, big change. And that's actually similar to the entire Chinese car market, yeah? China's car market has been moving away slowly from plug-in hybrids and moving towards EVs. Looking at China's sales this year, their plug-in hybrid sales have not increased, whereas their EV sales are up by more than 30%. Now, Car News China, they made this comment, and I thought it was worth sharing with you. They said this: nothing grows forever, and BYD just learned that. BYD's initial annual target was 5.5 million, with some speculation that it could hit 6.5 million at the beginning of the year. In other words, the first few months of the year, BYD was on track to sell 6.5 million cars. However, by the time September came around, BYD completely changed those projections, downgraded them from 5.5 million to 4.6 million. And that came after that big conference that car manufacturers in China were invited to, yeah? The government basically convened a conference where Geely came, BYD came, different car manufacturers came, and it actually turned into an interesting slanging match where they were kind of yelling at each other, particularly Geely and BYD, and also Great Wall Motors and BYD. It seems like for some reason, BYD has ruffled a lot of feathers in China. And if you actually talk to insiders in China, they'll say that it's sort of BYD against everyone. People don't like BYD. They think they're too aggressive. And they also think they've used some underhanded tactics. Apparently, dealerships have been overloaded with massive numbers of cars and they're just flowing out everywhere. And essentially, the government was saying, we have to stop doing this. Now, I don't know if the details on that is correct exactly. I'm sure there'll be YouTube videos on China where people speculating on this stuff and, well, not speculating, but claiming it as facts. But that's what I've been hearing. Now, 2026 is going to be more challenging, says Car News China, for the largest Chinese new energy vehicle maker. The domestic sales are falling. BYD's brand was down 35% in China in November. So their sales in China fell 35% in November. And that means for the whole of 2025, BYD sales in China actually fell by 10%. The Chinese government is now scrutinizing their primary weapon of massive discounting, and dozens of other EV makers have proved to provide fair enough budget EVs. Geely and Leapmotor are celebrating, says Car News China. Folks in Shenzhen know that their 2026 performance will rely heavily on overseas markets and whether they'll be able to continue winning hearts and wallets of buyers outside of China. Now, guys, what do you think is going to happen here? I projected, and I have on several occasions, BYD would become the largest automaker in the world. Now, I initially projected that would happen by 2030. Looks like things are stalling, though, and I could have been wrong. I could end up being very wrong. It might end up being Geely. I'm not sure. I'm curious, though, guys, what do you think? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Guys, if you want to install solar panels, a home battery, or a home charger, the best way to do this for your situation is to go to the links in the description below, and they'll take you to a page where you can compare everyone. So depending on it doesn't matter where you live. A lot of people email me all the time saying, well, what solar system should I get? Who should I go with? What battery should I get? What electric charger should I get? Well, click in the links in the description and you can actually compare all the different choices and find the best deal for you. I'll put that link in the description below. Additionally, there is a battery savings calculator link and also a federal battery rebate calculator. I personally have found that I'm not paying for electricity at all, and that's including charging my 2 electric cars and also running my home power, my home sauna. Nothing, not paying anything at all. And I think a lot of people are getting misled. They think that getting a battery is not worth it. Actually, I think it is worth it. So those links are in the description below.